Hey guys, it's time for Tech News Day.
Guys, I honestly really tried to find something to lead off this week that was more interesting or newsworthy than Elon Musk's continued descent into madness. But despite us repeatedly begging him, personally begging him to just shut the fuck up and maybe get some more sleep, he continues to feed us a steady diet of juicy, savory news material to gawk at.
I wanted to report on the Pixel 3 XL's bezels.
What do you think this is, Marcus Brownlee? No, we hate technology.
He just did a walkthrough of the Tesla plant with Elon.
Yeah, well, see, Elon's still got some friends out there. Anyway, just to recap the recent happenings over in Elonville, he said in a tweet that Tesla had secured funding to take the company private and off the stock market and promised to buy up public shares of Tesla stock at a wildly inflated price, which immediately triggered a buying spree of the stock, which most CEOs would know is a great way to get investigated and sued for securities fraud, both of which immediately happened and are still happening. Meanwhile, the funding that he claimed to have secured seems to be coming from the Saudi royal family of all places and is also totally not a done deal. Meanwhile, rapper and noted eccentric person Azealia Banks claimed that she stayed at Elon's house to work on a collab with Elon's goth girlfriend Grimes, but they never got to work together because Grimes was consoling Elon for tweeting on LSD. Allegedly.
Now, the next 10-15 minutes of this episode is just me and Elliot fighting in an alien-looking landscape, and then we'll talk about the next week's episode of Tech News Day Z.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is just an average week in the life of a car company CEO, as we all know. Yeah. Henry Ford,
normal.
He was just like this.
Henry
He was
Ford
getting too many of those.
Popping lewds.
Yeah,
and
smoking the reefer. The Dodge brothers, they were always having weird foursomes with women all over the place. Yeah. It's just the life of a car company CEO.
Yeah, it's wild.
Now, as we mentioned last week, that whole Azealia Banks thing should be taken as a grain of salt given her numerous previous instances of stretching the truth and being a bit unhinged. But it's also just believable enough to probably have at least some truth to it. Now, in any case, it's just another layer of crazy that a guy like Elon Musk definitely doesn't need in his life right now. And Azealia Banks, she hasn't stopped posting shit about Elon Musk and Grimes. On Saturday, she made some posts to Instagram. Now, we should remind you that she's only on Instagram because she was banned from Twitter for being crazy.
Yes.
She made posts to Instagram claiming that Elon Musk has been tapping her phone all week.
Oh!
Sounds like textbook paranoia, but she also posted what's apparently a text conversation between her and Grimes, in which Grimes says that Elon speaks in a fake made-up accent, has a giant dick, and is wanted dead by the Russians. Now, according to the accent, yeah, he's from South Africa, so maybe it's just that he slips in and out of his, like, made for America accent.
It's probably like the opposite of like Madonna's fake English accent. It's like, what are you doing?
Well, it's probably like, I mean, when you're taking LSD or getting drunk or something like that, like sometimes, I mean, I'm from Florida, but there's still a lot of Southern accent there, and like, if I'm getting drunk and I'm around family and stuff, it slips a little bit.
You slip in a get her done, here's your sign.
Yeah, here's your sign. But yeah, I can see the fake made-up accent. That's a very simple thing to explain. He's from South Africa. He's trying to sound normal.
Yeah.
Not that you don't sound normal in South Africa, but we're talking about it in Los Angeles as a CEO.
I will go on record and say the South African accent is weird. And if I had it, I too would make an active effort to lose it. Don't at me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so that's... there's a lot there. The big dick claims, the Russians trying to murder them claims.
He would buy our toilet though. It's a good first person
to buy it. He needs a bigger toilet. He'd probably be doing so much better if
we don't want you to invest in it though, because you have too much on your plate.
Yeah. So okay, that's all. That's just a big basket of crazy there. Who the hell knows? For what it's worth, the screenshots do look real, and I don't think Azealia Banks is really the sort of person who can believably Photoshop a bunch of fake text together.
She might have someone in her orbit that can do it though.
I don't know. Oh, also, Elon deleted his Instagram and stopped following Grimes on Twitter this week, leading some to assume that they've broken up.
Oh.
But really, whatever, who gives a shit?
No, she's dating Ninja.
That would be wild.
Yeah, they're gonna stream together.
Oh my God. Now, the Azealia Banks angle is definitely the most ridiculous out of left field plot point in this story of Elon Musk's terrible 2018, but it's still a pretty minor detail overall. Elon's real problem is, again, his inability to just shut the fuck up. And ironically, the Azealia Banks stuff has nothing to do with that. But Elon still refuses to shut the fuck up, instead choosing to agree to an hour-long interview with the New York Times that was published last Thursday, in which he does not succeed one bit at making anyone confident in his ability to make Tesla a profitable company.
In the interview, Elon says that the past year has been the most difficult and painful year of his career, calling it excruciating. He describes working up to 120 hours a week, sometimes not leaving the factory for 3 or 4 days at a time, which means he barely ever gets to see his kids or any friends. He spent the entire 24 hours of his most recent birthday at work. For his brother's wedding in Spain 2 days later, for which Elon was the best man, he flew there directly from the Tesla factory, got there 2 hours before the ceremony, and then immediately flew back to work when the ceremony ended.
Just go drop in on Spain for a couple hours and go back to work.
Musk does offer some reassurance for Tesla, saying the worst is over from a Tesla operational standpoint, but then he immediately follows that up with, but from a personal pain standpoint, the worst is yet to come. Yet to come? It hasn't already happened? I mean, with that schedule, like, anyone that would have that schedule that is, I mean, maybe if you're married, your wife gets it, she knows what she married into, but like, or husband if your wife's working that much, but if you're dating, freshly dating, like this year, and you're working 120 hours a week, you're not in a relationship. You're dating your business, you're not dating Grimes.
Yeah, you're also raising your business, not raising your kids.
I forget about that sometimes, and I'm sure he does too.
He also says that he hasn't taken more than a week off of work since 2001.
What is going on with him?
And that time, in 2001, that was just because he had come down with fucking malaria, so he literally had no choice but to...
The doctor's like, Elon, please!
You can't come back to work with a raging case of malaria.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, dude, it sounds like you're clearly overworking yourself. I mean, it's one thing to pour yourself into your work. It's another thing entirely to work 120 hours a week and live on your office couch, never seeing your friends and family, all while taking Ambien to get just a few hours of sleep before you rinse and repeat. I mean, that's just not healthy. Also, pretty dangerous. Here was also something else that's dangerous. Elon says that he wrote that whole 420 funding secured lol tweet while driving on the freeway.
Yeah, he's got that auto drive on the Tesla.
Yeah, I'm sure he had the autopilot turned on, but come on, man.
Here's my fucking deal, and I get it. I guess I understand. This is a bit overboard, but I guess I understand, like, there's a whole ego thing that comes into being a successful businessman and running a company. But if I'm just not that person. If I had a couple $1 million off a successful company, and I think a lot of you could agree with me, I would never fucking work again. I would invest it, and I would take the other part of it, and I would buy a house somewhere that was affordable, and I would just fucking live, and probably do nothing until I got bored, and then maybe start something else.
But Elon wants to change the world, and he wants to do it alone.
Or get some help at least. I don't understand, like, I guess, like, it's a noble gesture, sure. I'm not that person. Put me on the beach with a fucking Mai Tai, and leave me alone. The world could be burning around me. I guess that's a problem with me personally, but you know what? Fuck all of you. I just want to relax.
Now, of course, the obvious solution to this fucking madness would be, I don't know, delegating tasks to other qualified people.
Of which there are surely many.
Especially considering that he's also running SpaceX and the Boring Company while this is happening, and also sometimes dropping everything to build a child-sized submarine. But it seems that Elon's fatal flaw here is that he thinks he can do all of this alone on barely any sleep, which is kind of arrogant.
Yeah. It's actually a problem because if he burns himself out, he's not going to do any of the work.
Right. Yes. Yes. This would be like if a movie director, if Steven Spielberg insisted on running all of the equipment.
No,
he's running between the camera and the sound and the catering. Yeah. No one else can do this.
It's the one-person movie.
This is my vision. I don't trust any of you people. Yeah. I will now stay awake for 120 hours.
Raiders of the Lost Ark, starring Steven Spielberg, in all of the roles. Short Round, everybody.
Yeah.
And he's doing the stunts, and he's directing. It'd be a great movie.
It'd be interesting.
Huh. It's kind of like Be Kind, Rewind. But at least he had Most Def.
Yeah, that's true. The Times asked Musk in that interview if he had any plans to relinquish his dual roles as both chairman and CEO of Tesla. In other words, give up one of those roles, and he said no. But he also added, if you have anyone who can do a better job, please let me know. They can have the job. Is there someone who can do the job better? They can have the reins right now. So,
I'm sure someone was like, yes, we have.
Probably
we've had
someone who gets a good night's sleep every night?
Yeah, we've had files of people eagerly awaiting.
Binders full of women.
Yeah, we're borrowing, what was that guy's name? Mitt Romney?
Yeah.
We're borrowing Mitt Romney's binders full of women that we can use now for someone to take
over. It's like, keep 100% control. Just have a guy that you have enough trust to be like, hey, I'm gonna go get 8 hours of sleep.
There's no guy that you trust that much.
Here's what I need you to do.
There's no guy. He's gonna think this guy's ruining the company. And imagine being that person with Elon constantly like breathing down your
Yeah,
neck, calling
that would
you.
be pretty shitty, actually.
Elon, are you texting from a Tesla
Shut
right
up, pedophile.
yeah. Well, this new guy really couldn't cut it because he was thinking about boys all the time.
Yeah, he's a pedophile.
What? No, I'm not. Yeah, you are. Bye. My company again. It's a really fucking weird. It's a like. Out of all the weird shit that's going on in the world, like the fact that this is sticking out so much is honestly crazier than most things.
Well, it's like, and I'm sure he's not the only CEO who has like this kind of weird ego problem like this, where it's like, he's like Steve Jobs was a lot like this as well.
Yeah.
It's just Elon is the most just transparent about it. He's just like, yeah, you know, that's what you do when you're the CEO of several companies. You just never sleep. Yeah, you give up all of your social life and fun and your sanity, and you know, that's just how you do it. Has anyone come up with a better way? I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, I don't know. The problem is if he gets like nailed for these securities fraud things, and he like, say he goes to prison for something.
He's not going to jail, but
no, but imagine that he did. And then he just sits there all day reading books because there's nothing else to do. And he's
he'd become a supervillain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all his hair falls out because his plugs he can't take care of his plugs.
That's true.
Yeah. That's how Justice League should have been.
He won't have the finesterol to keep the plugs alive. He'll go completely bald.
Yeah.
His head will grow bigger.
Yeah. I think we're onto something. I think we just saved the DCEU.
Yeah.
Now, in addition to Elon Musk basically admitting he'd rather die of exhaustion than give up any authority at Tesla, things got even worse and even weirder for Tesla this week when a former Tesla employee filed a formal whistleblower complaint with the Securities and Exchange Commission, claiming that Tesla withheld information from shareholders about a battery factory employee being investigated by the DEA for drug trafficking for Mexican cartel. That there's a million movies coming out of this company. Now, his lawsuit also claims that $37 million worth of copper and other raw materials were stolen from the factory, I would assume by the homeless population nearby. And that Tesla had installed surveillance equipment to illegally intercept employee cell phone communications, which is weird.
Yeah, he also claims that the team, and this is true apparently, I didn't realize this, the people who worked for Uber's self-driving company, the ones that were all sued for supposedly stealing Google shit,
Yeah.
Uber fired them, and they were immediately all hired to work at Tesla's battery factory. He's saying they're the ones that set up the surveillance.
It's like money laundering, but employee laundering.
Yeah, so, okay, yeah, according to this guy, one of the Sinaloa cartel in Mexico is operating through the Tesla battery factory, which, on the one hand, sounds batshit insane. And for their part, both the DEA and the local sheriff's department say, or they have at least refused to confirm if any of it's true.
Well, why would they?
Tesla themselves said in a statement that the former employee, Carl Hansen, had in fact brought these issues to their attention, but had failed to provide any proof or even fully cooperate in their internal investigation, which led them to conclude that it was probably bullshit. On the other hand, Carl Hansen, who worked in Tesla's security department, he's a former investigator for the US Army, the Department of Defense, and the Federal Maritime Commission, so he's not just some random disgruntled former employee.
Also, I'd like to add, he's definitely seen some shit.
Yeah.
He's seen crazier shit than this.
So,
in his previous jobs.
I mean, he still could be batshit insane too. I mean, like,
if Elon's
Jesse
working him
Ventura
down.
was a decorated soldier.
Yeah?
And now he's a lovable weirdo. Still a weirdo.
Yeah.
But who the hell knows? It's just yet another side plot in an already overly convoluted mess of a saga.
It's fucking nuts. It's nuts.
He's the second whistleblower. The first whistleblower, he was angrily tweeting out pictures that he took when he worked at Tesla of like batteries with like puncture holes in them, being like, if you have any of these VIN numbers, you better get your battery checked out because it's gonna explode.
Oh! Are we gonna have to make a movie about this?
Someone is.
Yeah. I don't know how
I'm
to
sure
make a
Aaron
movie.
Sorkin is writing it right now.
Oh my God, Aaron Sorkin his desk is gonna crack in half with the size of the script.
Anyway, next time on Tesla Trouble 2018. Hopefully nothing. Please, God, let this just calm down so I can talk about literally anything else. This shit jumped the shark so long ago.
With the whole episode of the worst people in 2018, it's not gonna be an episode at the end of the year. It's going to be like a 20-part series. Like Michael Cohen, fucking Philip Mushin, Elon, a 4-parter on Elon Musk. What's Manafort? It's what a year. Every year we as a country, we outdo ourselves in the worst way possible. It's like a race to the bottom. It's like we're chasing that wheel of cheese down the hill that happens in Europe, except we tripped right at the top.
Yeah, and you know, a year ago I was like, hey, we're getting electric cars out of this.
Yeah.
And we're going to Mars.
Cool.
This is awesome.
Hey, remember when he launched that Astro Man into space?
That was in like February of this fucking year.
Yeah.
Man, which feels like 10 years ago, but...
yeah, hey, you know what's the one, they say when you get older, time goes faster. And it kind of does, but nowadays, I feel like my life has come to a screeching halt every day.
Yeah, it's weird how that works.
Because like the amount of bullshit you have to sift through on a daily basis compared to like, I imagine that when my parents or grandparents hit like 30, it was just cruise control.
Yeah.
Like I got my job that I know how to do every single day. The news happens. Oh, look, we landed on the moon. Great. Hey, that was fun. Anyways, back to work on cars all day.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm retired. That went by really quick. And now it's like every day I wake up and I go, Jesus Christ, the fucking world's on fire. And hopefully we all survive.
Literally. Have you seen those pictures of British Columbia?
Hey, it's really exciting to be alive right now. I'll tell you that much.
One at a time.
Everyone's always like, imagine if we had a time machine, we go back to like the Crusades or something. It's like, no, you're living in like some crazy shit right now. You should just like embrace it.
Yeah.
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 Anyways, let's move on because finally, one of the most annoying things about the cryptocurrency bonanza of the last couple of years has been the fact that PC graphics cards have been overly expensive and hard to find. Crypto miners have been buying them up in bulk as soon as they hit the shelves, or even before they have a chance to, because they basically pay for themselves. This has been great for the companies making and selling these cards, but fucking horrible for anyone wanting to buy a graphics card for their usual purpose. Video games and graphics work. Although the companies, no, please don't, stop buying them. Hey, hey, Best Buy, only sell it to gamers. Meanwhile, turn a blind eye.
Oh, geez, the crypto guys got him again.
Well, good news, everyone. It's a Futurama reference. I didn't even mean to make it. That might all be over. Finally, both Nvidia and AMD recently said in financial reports that their sales in the cryptocurrency sector are declining even faster than they initially predicted. And Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang even said, we're projecting no crypto mining going forward. Bravo! Which probably sucks for their investors who have been putting money into this.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But the good news is
they're a smart company.
PC gaming has been rising for the past 3-4 years.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all on the up and up.
Anyway, the reason those graphics cards are not going to be impossible to get now is pretty simple. Cryptocurrency, specifically Ethereum, the one that uses GPUs, not doing so great. I don't know if you've looked at the prices lately.
No, I don't look anymore.
Ethereum peaked at around $1,400 a coin back in January. Wow. And along with the rest of the crypto market, it's absolutely tanked since then, now sitting at around $300.
Ever since Funhouse did that one podcast about cryptocurrency and got their whole fan base into it, leading to the big crash of 2018.
That was a classic pump and dump.
Yeah, classic.
Oh, hey guys, you should go buy up all these coins and check it out. Oh man, I hear it's gonna go super high. Anyway, yeah, when cryptocurrency prices were soaring, you could pretty much just turn a GPU-based crypto mining rig on, walk out of the room, and boom, you're profiting. But with the value of Ethereum so low nowadays, mining often results in negative revenue compared to the cost of electricity. So, not so great. But with the decline in crypto value also comes a decline in graphics card prices. And where an NVIDIA GeForce 1080 used to be like $800 or more.
If you can find it.
Yeah, it used to be a lot, at least $800. Very rare. Now they're available for less than $600 in a lot more places.
So yeah, that's good news. At least if you're a gamer looking for a good graphics card, which you should be. There's plenty of games coming out that are gonna look fucking great on those. And not one of the people who just sunk all their money into crypto only to see it blow up in your face and, you know, leave you financially ruined. Whoops. So the New York Times ran a piece this week where they talked to a bunch of those people, and the whole thing is, yeah, it's really sad. Lots of middle-class people dumped their entire savings into crypto, or took out loans in some cases.
Yeah.
Or borrowed from their business in some cases.
Connect!
And then now they have nothing to show for it. One particularly bad side effect of all this, according to the article, is that crypto will likely have a much harder time becoming mainstream now that the general non-tech savvy public has either lost money in it or knows someone who has. It makes them much less likely to participate if crypto ever has a resurgence.
Yeah.
So according to one crypto trader, what the average Joe hears is how friends lost fortunes. Irrational exuberance leads to financial overhead and slows progress. Sounds smart, but I don't trust him. Also, two things on this. NVIDIA just released apparently a beast of a new...
The RTX 2080?
Sponsored by Rooster Teeth.
Yeah, that's what I was... Apparently not, but...
That's what Funhouse convinced them to make a graphics card so they could all crypto mine some more. Like, yeah, you see the Bernie. You see, the thing is, these other graphic cards, they're not powerful enough to crypto mine the way we need to. So what you need to do is, and Lawrence needs another motorcycle because he crashed it. And he's been racking up the medical bills. We got to get these RTX graphics cards out. Another thing, Venezuela they just altered their money by taking 5 zeros off of it instead of just like doing anything else with inflation. They were like, no, the money, we're just chopping all the zeros off.
Oh, and it's now a blockchain.
They partnered it with a blockchain that's illegal in the U.S.
Well, yeah.
Because it's based off of Venezuela's
oil price,
that hasn't been taken out of the ground yet.
I'm sure this will end very well. I really wish President Trump, in the interest of free market, was allowing Americans to invest in this. I'm sure it would be the next big craze.
Yeah.
Venezuela coin.
There you go.
But no, can't do it. Maybe with a VPN.
I'm behind 7 proxy servers.
In other news, deepfakes are back, baby. Remember how a few months ago some amateur coders figured out how to take footage of one person's face and quickly insert it over another person's face in sometimes quite believable ways, and then it immediately led to a bunch of believable fake celebrity porn, which immediately led to most reputable websites banning the practice out of fear of being sued to death?
Also a lot of Nick Cage stuff.
Yeah, well, the technology's still around, and the porn website Naughty America says they've finally figured out a way to do deepfakes in a way that isn't illegal or immoral. They'll let you pay to insert yourself into porn clips.
Why?
That's my fetish.
So here, the process is that you just send them a bunch of pictures of your face in various angles and expressions, pick your clip, and boom, you're a porn star. You did it. How will they verify that you're sending them pictures of yourself and not some poor unwitting victim that you're trying to wank it to? Well, they don't say.
Oh, okay, cool.
They do say that they'll only use clips that the original performers have agreed to be used in this way, though. So yeah, interesting. In any case, they say it'll cost hundreds or even thousands of dollars, which, I mean, at that point, if you really want to insert your face into a porn, there's probably some weirdo on Reddit willing to do it for way cheaper. Or you could go buy a hooker.
Yeah.
And make your own pornography.
It's true.
So this is going to be abused.
Yeah, this is a bad idea.
Naughty America.
Naughty America, you're so naughty.
You're so naughty.
Moving on to robot news. Have you seen this fucking thing? Oh my God, we're all gonna die. Oh, it's fake. Literally a stock model that's free to download from the Unity store. Pretty convincing job with the editing and motion tracking though, but that was going around on Twitter and people were like, oh my God.
But does it fuck?
Couldn't see any dick on it, but who knows. All right, here's a real robot, or rather a real mech from the Russian arms manufacturer Kalashnikov that is sure to be appearing on battlefields any day now. Oh wait, nope, it's just a fucking statue. Really dumb looking one too. It's like, hello. Now, Kalashnikov says it's a concept for something that they're totally-
Do that again?
Hello, I am the Kalashnikov mech. You want me to fight?
You guys take your opinion on what that looks like, but apparently it looks like a mech. Nah.
I'm a mech.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say it's a concept for something they're totally working on, but no, it's not. Yeah. It totally isn't. And also, we all learned the hard way last year that mech suits are totally lame in real life and will almost definitely never be used in warfare ever.
Oh no, America and Japan are making mech. We need to make mech too.
That thing was so disappointing.
Yeah, it was.
It ruined so many childhood
hopes and dreams.
Yeah. Fuck.
We still have Truckosaurus though.
Yeah.
Now, can we get a real robot in here, please? Okay, yeah, here we go. At the SIGGRAPH Computer Graphics Conference in Vancouver last week, Japanese roboticist Takayuki Todo showed off SEER, the Simulative Emotional Expression Robot. And there's not that much to it. It's just a head that follows you around the room with its eyes and moves its eyebrows in unsettling ways.
Nah, nope.
Pass. Sorry, robot, but it's hard enough to maintain eye contact with complete strangers. Never mind a creepy child corpse robot that doesn't blink and moves its eyebrows around like it has plans for us. Luckily, this is pretty much just an art project and nothing more, for now at least. So sweet dreams. It reminds me, you know, when I was a kid, it was scary to go on Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, because
it was, you could tell they weren't people, but it looked horrifying.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and then the Haunted Mansion had those like inside out statues that like followed you around. Oh my God.
I was always like, when I was really little, scared of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, because they just like, they kind of looked like wax, like, I guess they were wax, but they just were something like, ugh, just terrifying.
Well, now the girls chase the boys.
And Johnny
Depp's in there getting drunk.
Just fucking smashing wine bottles.
I didn't hit my wife. She's shit in the bed. She hit me. She pooped in the bed. She blamed it on the dogs. Blah. I'm gonna throw my cell phone.
Anyways, stay tuned for next week's Tech News, where
hopefully something good.
Who knows?
Hopefully something great happens.
Please, Apple, do like a fucking announcement, or Google, announce the Pixel 3 officially. Give us something. We need, throw us a bone here.
Yeah. This show's getting depressing.
Yeah.
It's not fun anymore. I hate technology.
Hey, if you want to learn about new tech going into the websites, they're actually getting removed from it. Twitch is removing ad-free viewing. So check out the video from yesterday to learn all about that. And then check out, let's put idiots watching anime in there.
Hey.
Watch that. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.